Hey guys, my name is Angel, and today we're going to be exploring a MOBA known as Smite and how it is effective in teaching team building and social skills in an educational aspect. Just in case you don't know what a MOBA is, I'll give you the definition. Multiplayer Online Battle Arena, or MOBA, is a subgenre of strategy video games that originated as a subgenre of real-time strategy in which each player controls a single character as part of a team competing against another team of players, usually on a map in an isometric perspective. Essentially, each person is given a role to complete, but they complete it using a strategy that was made with the whole team being present. This encourages the team building and social interaction to devise a plan to win the game. So you might be thinking, what if the plan doesn't fall through? Well, you're able to make on-the-fly adjustments inside the match, so you don't have to worry about that. So now the big question is, what is Smite, you may ask? Smite is a free-to-play third-person multiplayer online battle arena, or MOBA. In Smite, players control a god, goddess, or other mythological feature and take part in team-based combat using their abilities and tactics against other player-controlled gods and non-player controlled minions. This goes back to the team building and strategy that I said earlier in the video. So let's go over each individual class, starting off with the Assassins. Assassins are the flanker of the team and go behind enemy lines and attack unsuspecting opponents. They also output a whole lot of damage. The Guardian. Guardians are the ones in the front lines with massive health and are the ones engaging in the team fights. Hunters. Hunters usually support the Guardians and deal long-range damage. Mages. Mages are a hybrid of damage and healers depending on who you pick. They are in the middle of the fight and are here to support everyone. And finally, the Warriors are a mix of defense and offense. Warriors can also be in the front lines to help Guardians engage in fights. So now I'm going to be going over some footage that I have here, starting off with Geb. Geb is a Guardian, and his main priority is just to be in front of the team at all times. And as you can see here, I have Artemis next to me, which is a hunter trying to support me in those long distance fights where sometimes I cannot reach. So we're moving up and we're moving our minions. We usually have crowd control stuff, which is to take out the minions, and in each MOBA game there's usually the towers that we have to attack, and we claim the towers by obviously destroying them, and once we destroy them we move up in the enemy lines. Our basic goal is just to defeat their god or titan in the back of the map, and that's how essentially we win the game. One thing to keep in mind when playing the game is these items right here, which is in the shop. Basically, these help boost stats depending on the situation you are. So with Guardians, you kind of want to do a mix between physical protection and magical protection depending on what they have on the other team. In this case, I believe in this game they had more physical protection, so I amped up my physical protection. And basically, it could go within any god, really. Like, different gods have different stuff, such as like more attack, critical builds, or just in general just health. So it's really up to you and how you do it, as well as the consumables, which is like health and mana. So now here comes the part with the team building. So Geb is usually the Guardian or the tank of the team, and is usually in the front lines, either on the left or right side of lane, depending on where you spawn at. Artemis, which is the last slot on the top right, she's supporting me, or in this case Geb, into attacking the specific lane that she's in. Fenrir is usually going to be doing jungle, which I will show in a bit. Well, basically he helps get the boost that's inside the jungle area, and is also the flanker of the team. Discordia, which is the second to last one, is usually in middle lane and is either helping out the team or she's actually on her own and we help her out. And the middle I quite don't recall, but I will put his name and what he's used for on screen as shown right now.
They have mastered their magic. Your left.
So now when you put all these aspects together, you're able to build a team. So in this case, when working with students usually want to take initiative and try to take the role that they want first. While this is cool, you may also want to try to come up with a strategy beforehand. And so which each individual piece you build a team. One thing I forgot to mention was the jungle camps. So in this case, Fenrir is not next to me, which is the assassin or the designated jungle person. So I went ahead and got the XP camp, and now I'm moving towards another buff, which is Void. Void decreases the damage I take. So in this case, there are different camps such as Power, Speed, Mana, and Void, which I'm getting now. Each do their own individual stuff, and you can assign one person to get these camps, and they will literally just go ahead and defeat the enemies, and you will be able to pick up the buff. This game encourages team building just as any other sport would do, but since esports has been kicking off recently, you know, students are more interested in esports, and so this is a perfect way to just help for team building as well as social skills. As for the social skills part of this, it revolves around communication with your team, just as so you would communicate with anyone in a real world aspect. You can say, hey, there's an enemy missing left lane, or hey, there's an extra enemy in my lane, I need backup. Usually the same when anybody needs help in the real world, such as if we're talking about schoolwork. In this case, you would ask either help from students or from the teacher itself. This all goes back to the teamwork aspect, which is if we all have the same goal, we're able to work together, communicate into completing that same goal. Overall, I think Smite is honestly a pretty good game for social skills as well as communicative skills and for strategy building. Now, another portion could be coming into effect is the actual mythology of certain gods, which I will be bringing into another video. But for this case, we're just talking about the, you know, social and interactive skills of this game. This game brings a lot to the table, and honestly, it wouldn't hurt to try it out, as to encourage students to communicate more with fellow classmates into completing the same goal. So thank you for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video and found it useful, and I will be talking about the mythology portion in another video, so stay tuned.